Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. But there are a couple things I want to kind of hammer home today. And one is I want to talk a little bit more about this Becky promo.
Me too.
Because, like, last night I was just, like, down on it, and I still am. But, you know, here's to me, I mean, here's the deal. Like, things work in wrestling, and then they don't. You know what I'm saying? And so it's okay to keep doing something as long as it works. But then when you can see that, okay, it's not working, well, that's when, okay, well, you know, I guess we got to probably, you know, change some stuff up here a little bit. And I think, like, I don't want to be too hard on the Becky promo because this really is the first time. Like, you know, I watch the shows and I talk about things. And there are things that I notice, and sometimes there are things that the listeners notice as well. Sometimes there are things that the listeners don't notice, and the listeners are like, you're nitpicking or whatever. There's always that. But then, you know, as you keep watching, at some point, everyone all of a sudden figures out what the hell's going on.
I think you're missing a bigger point, though.
Well, we'll get to that. But that's, to me, that's what happened here. It's like, if you watch Raw and SmackDown, and Dynamite and Collision, by the way, and Jim Valley's been talking about this on Observer Live forever. The old, it's because of the fans. And you sometimes don't notice it, and then sometimes you do. And, you know, when she was doing her promo here, when she was just cutting a promo on her opponent, when she was just addressing the match with Lyra, talking about what happened, the fans were into it just fine. There was no problem. It was when she got into, it's because of you fans, that, like, they totally turned on it. They did the what thing from that point forward, and they were trying to drown her out because it was like they all just, like they had their fill. It's one too many because of the fans. And like I said yesterday, you know, it's fine. Sometimes with John Cena, he's doing because of the fans, and it doesn't actually work because for the last decade, he's been over with the fans. If he would have cut this promo in 2012, that would have been one thing, because in fact, the fans, they were jerks to him.
It's bigger.
But not today. But you can get into that in a second, Lance, but I'm just going to say, they need to get off of this whole it's because of the fans thing. Everybody does it. Everybody. Every last single person does it. It's too many people. And it's gotten old. Now, what's your comment?
It's bigger than that because it's not because of the fans. In my opinion, and they're in dangerous territory, it's we're going to gaslight our fans and we're going to feed them what we want regardless of what they want. I think if you go back, and it started, I think it was one of those vote matches on what match you want to see. And the company was planning on using Randy Orton in the match, and the fans voted a different match, and they sent Randy Orton out anyway. They ignored the balloting. And that's when the crowd started doing the CM Punk chants and chanting for people that weren't in the company, weren't on the show. And that's when the real hijacking of shows started. Because WWE was not listening to their fan base. They were saying, we're the only show in town, eat what we serve you. And I think they righted that when Vince left and Hunter took over and really started having people cast in the right roles. You know, because before that, they had Roman being booed when he was a face and John Cena being booed when he was face, decades of it. And when they got it on the right page, their business picked up for the first time in a long time. And right now, they are going back to that. Because John Cena was unanimously being cheered, and they decided to play the "you turned on me, I hate you," and tried to get them boo them. And they've tried to turn Becky heel twice now when fans love her. And I think they're going back to, we have a plan, we're going to do it no matter what. And the because of your fans is another example of gaslighting, like, well, Randy Orton didn't win the poll, but we're going to use him anyway. And I think like you said, the fans started doing the what, and it's like they're no longer engaged in what she's saying. They're going into business for themselves.
If you love this show, you should consider signing up at WrestlingObserver.com. WrestlingObserver.com has every show that we have ever done. Over 15,000 podcasts in the archives, dating back to 2005. Searchable by show, searchable by year. Perhaps the first show you ever watched was 2008 WrestleMania? Well, you can head into the archives and you can find the podcast we did, all built around the 2008 WrestleMania. Every major show, whether it be WWE, AEW, we covered it all. 15,000 archived shows at WrestlingObserver.com. Also, when you subscribe, you get full access to the Wrestling Observer newsletter. There's a new Observer every Friday. And on top of that, we have thousands and thousands of archived issues of the Observer dating back to 1991. So again, WrestleMania 2008. Go to the archives, search WrestleMania 2008, read all of the issues surrounding that show. Of course, Wrestling Observer newsletter, 40,000 words of news and information on pro wrestling and mixed martial arts every single week. New issue comes out every Friday. New back issue comes out every Monday. You also get the discussion board. One of the best discussion boards on the internet. It's members only. If you're going to troll, well, you got to pay to troll, and there aren't too many of those. And if you cause too much trouble, you're out of there. So if you want a great place to discuss professional wrestling, it is the board. Also available as a subscriber at WrestlingObserver.com. The whole package, all of the new shows, all of the archived shows, all of the new issues of the Observer, all of the archived editions of the newsletter, all of the past episodes of Wrestling Observer Radio, Wrestling Observer Live, The Bryan and Vinny Show, Figure 4 Daily, Filthy 4 Daily, The Board, all of it, just $14.99 per month. The full shebang. And you can save a lot of money getting an annual subscription. A full year, you basically get 2 months free. So check it out, WrestlingObserver.com, everything you'll ever need as a fan of professional wrestling. Check it out today, F4WOnline.com.